And oi, oi, yeah, boy, from across the pond, it is UK's finest. Ricky! Ricky J, and a picture is meant to be appearing right now. And now we are bringing you a banner from across the pond. Welcome to where the bell never stops ringing. Welcome to the People's Wrestling Podcast. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, do all those cool things, do all those good stuff. It will probably be a smaller, truncated episode this week. I'm pulling a solo Sequoia, going solo Dolo. Marcus may or may not join us later. Sean is indeed at a wrestling show, so that's why he can't join us. Hopefully he'll be on next week. Obviously last week, children were under the weather. And speaking of under the weather, I'm actually dealing with a slight cold this week. The weather's getting a whole lot worse. Winter's done well and truly coming in. Autumn is done, certainly without a doubt here. And winter is well and truly coming in. So I'm actually feeling slightly under the weather, slight cold. But I am on the mend. So yes, that's where Sean was last week. Children under the weather. This week he is at a wrestling show. He was meant to be joining us from that show and giving us an inside look backstage, and he was going to be doing some interviews, but that's not happening. Like I said, Marcus might be joining us. If he doesn't, it'll be a much smaller, shorter, truncated episode, pulling a solo Dolo with yours truly, the one and only Ricky J. So there's that. So let's get right into segment number 1 here. And guys, do let me know as you like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, subscribe. Do let me know what you guys been up to this week as we go into segment number 1, and it is, of course, what's cooking at the table? So what have I been up to this week? As per usual, getting to the gym, keeping fit, clanging and banging, keeping fit and healthy. Continuing the walking group I'll go on. Did go and get a little bit of Crown Green balling in this week. Crafts class, did go to that this week. And earlier today, a couple of hours ago, did go to my local library that I've not been to in many years, probably before COVID, so a number of years. They had something on called a Fun Palace, really kind of catered and directed to children, so really not my thing at all. Give me something to do for 5 minutes, so just put my head in, had a little look, came home. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. What have you guys been up to? And I've got more of the same coming up. I've got a quiz next week, so I'll let you guys know how that went. And yeah, that's what I've been up to. What have you guys been up to? What has been on your guys' schedule as we go right into segment number tour, and the reason why you guys are here, giving my take on the latest, my yearly trip to the cinema. But we will get into that with this, because it's all about the red carpet. It's all about glitz and glamour. It's all about Hollywood. It's all about pictures being taken, actors doing their thing, because it can only be this right here. That is right, movie talk. So one of the 3 triple threat trifecta movies I have watched this week. I've watched another one starring a wrestler, another one starring the one and only Al Snow, or starring, he's in it. That movie is Piranha Sharks. No, very, very, very B-movie-esque, and that's what it was meant. That's what these movies are meant to be. These movies aren't meant to be classic movies in any shape or form. They are meant to be cheaply made, B-movie-esque, and that's what it was. That's what it is. And the only reason I did watch it because Al Snow was in it. If Al Snow was not in this, I wouldn't have watched it. Second movie on the list was The Conjuring Last Rites. This was okay. I'm going to try and delete these as I can. And yes, here we go. This was an okay movie. Apparently the last one. I'm absolutely not going to miss these movies. It's good to know at the end, all of based on true events, based on a true story. But yeah, this was an okay, decent film, decent movie. Like I said, I won't be missing them now that they're all over. On to the third and final movie that I actually took my yearly trip to the cinema to watch. This one, of course, starring the final boss himself, The Rock, the Smashing Machine. Great movie, in my opinion. So yes, I did go to the cinema to watch this one. Got myself my yearly trip. I only go to the cinema once a year. Should The Rock have a movie out. I may go to see one of John Cena's movies at the cinema, but it's really only a maybe. Usually go and see The Rock's movies. So yes, got myself a hot dog, got myself a drink, got myself some chocolates, some Maltesers. Great movie. Had McDonald's to finish off the night. Just thought I wanted to make a more of a day of it. But in my opinion, great movie. The Rock's best movie yet. These parts of the movie that you forget it is The Rock, and that's the whole point. Great, fantastic role, fantastic job by The Rock. Yeah, great movie. Highly recommend it. Get to the cinema, go and watch it. But yeah, fantastic movie. And what movies will I be watching? We've got more. 1 second here. 1 second. Just 1 second, guys. 1 second. So I've got more movies starring wrestlers in the pipeline. Tune in next week after my Wrestle Crate unboxing and Crown Jewel watch along. Directly after that will be this, the People's Wrestling Podcast. And you have to find out there what movies I've watched starring wrestlers, what new movies I've got my eye on, There are quite a few new movies coming out that I have got my eye on coming out this year. So Zootropolis 2, the first one I thought was a good movie. Black Phone 2, the remake of The Running Man. You really cannot beat the classic with Arnold, the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Great movie is the first one. Or the original, should I say. There's a new SpongeBob coming out. I'll probably watch that. Wicked 2. Here 2 is also coming out. I will watch that. I thought the first one was good. And Avatar 2. That is right. They finally made it. Avatar 2 coming out in December. We'll certainly be watching that. As I try and find out if Marcus is coming on. He might not be, very, very short notice I've given him. So daydreaming there. But short notice I've given Marcus, so he may or may not be coming on here. I'm just like stalling for time a little bit. I will ask him in a second. But yeah, all those new movies are coming out. So let me know, guys, are you going to watch any of those new movies? Black Phone 2, Zootropolis 2, Avatar 2, the new SpongeBob, the Running Man remake, Wicked 2. And there's also a movie coming out about UK's own Prince Nazim, his life story. So yeah, I'll be watching that also. Will you guys be watching that? What movies have you got your eyes on the coming out at the cinema? But yeah, great movie was The Smashing Machine. Highly recommend it. But what I also highly recommend is you need to gain 2 shout outs here and an extra one to be inducted into the People's Wrestling Channel Hall of Fame. Tap in your Google machine, Protein Teas, and search. That's always in the description, as well as other things. Search this right here as I try and find out if Marcus is coming on. He may not be. We'll find out here. Let me play this ad. Let me play this video for you guys right now. That is right. Protein Teas, Cold Man's one. I'll try and find out if Marcus is indeed coming on. If he's not, that's fine. So of course there'll be there's no news and headlines that I'm aware of. So there's that. Of course, there will be no On Your Wrestling Soapbox because Sean isn't here. So we'll be moving directly into This Week in Wrestling History. But let me find out first if Marcus is coming on. So yeah, like I said, no news and headlines that I'm aware of that I've seen. Maybe you're mistaken in that. So drop in the comments if I've missed something in wrestling. Highly doubtful I have. And like I said, there'll be no this week. There'll be no On Your Wrestling Soapbox as Sean Gold isn't in the building. So give me 1 second here. Marcus doesn't look like he's coming on, so they go directly into Speaking of wrestling back in the good old days, wrestling of yesteryear, wrestling of the old, with this right here. That is indeed right. This week in wrestling history. And only one notable date coming your way, and that is in 1 second here, 1 second. The year was 1998. The date was September 29th. And of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin calling Dr. Austin, attacking Mr. McMahon, Vince McMahon, in a hospital bed. Fantastically great segment. Really, really, really well done all around. So you had Mick Foley or Mankind. So before this, you had Europe the Clown. Vince McMahon's not being bothered by it, not wanted to be bothered by it. And then you had calling Dr. Austin, Stone Cold, attacking Mr. McMahon, smashing his head in with a bedpan. Great segments, obviously great memories of this. One of those, unlike WWE today, they actually go outside of the arena, they go to other venues to film stuff and film content and film and actually do stuff, progressive storylines. Of course, Austin and Vince had a great rivalry. They should just intensified it and added fuel to the fire. Really, 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 really good segment. So I would imagine it got millions, unlike Raw today, unlike SmackDown today, that we will get into. I would imagine that it got millions and millions of views. So what was your views, your memory, should I say, on Stone Cold Steve Austin attacking Mr. McMahon in a hospital bed? Great memories for me. But after this ad, we're going to get right into today's wrestling. Now, he may not be here, he may not be coming on, but I'm going to still play the ad anyway in the description. Go and take a look right now. Is this right here? And because the words were across the screen, I'm actually going to play that for a second time. So you're getting that twice. Aren't you guys lucky? That is right, Marcus' channel, right there for you guys. If you're a fan of food and drink reviews, he just put out a review of Heineken Zero Alcohol. So go and take a look at that. Speaking of food and drink reviews, grab yourself a coffee. I should have said this at the beginning, but grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax, like, subscribe, do all those cool things, get this shared. But yes, Marcus has just put out a Heineken Zero Alcohol review. So go and comment on that. Let him know what you thought about that. Now it's 70 subscribers. So the next milestone, of course, is 80 subscribers. Go head over right now, like and subscribe to Marcus's channel. But let's now get back to today's wrestling. Focus on what goes on in 2025's world of wrestling with me 1 second with this here. That is indeed right. Wrestling Roundup. That as always starts with AEW Dynamite. As always, I do not watch the show. As always, as each and every week, my reviews based purely off the results and the results alone. So let's very quickly get through this. So, Brodito and Kenny Omega put the boots and put the loss to Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks, or the Broke Bucks as they're being called now. Okay. Kyle Fletcher retained against Orange Cassidy. Really no shocker there. Adam Page and the Young Bucks came out on top against the Death Raiders, whatever. Yeah, okay. Tony Storm got back to winning ways against Tate Mello. GOA, so the Gates of Agony, knocked off the Swirl. Okay. And then your main event, Darby Allin, Chris Statlander were on winning ways against two more members of the Death Riders, whatever. So I'm going to give it slightly above a jobber, but really nothing there stands out for me. Of course, I know about the return of Andrade. My thoughts are, personal thoughts are, excuse me, give me 1 second here, 1 second. My personal thoughts are, why even bother? I've been stuck into the Don Callis family that is turning into NWO, WCW, NWO faction. Many people in the faction. Is it not like 10 now? Who is really over? Is Andrade going to get over being thrown into a faction? My answer is no. So, and as I always say each and every week, if wrestlers think that AW, TNA, whatever the company is for them, they think that they can make it and they can make money in said company, I'm not going to stand in their way. So if Andrade thinks going back to AEW is for him, fine. But I personally think, as a fan, the wrong choice. Thrown right into a faction that aren't really over to begin with and are really 50-50. So yeah, there's that. But let's get into Monday Night Raw. Rhea Ripley coming in out, grabbing the microphone, and Io Sky did. I've got to say that Io's face and her acting skills really sold the storyline. So I will give them that. Asuka and Kairi Sane on the Tron. They then attack Rhea and Asuka. So it would just be Rhea and Io, sorry. Rhea and Io and Rhea. Dominic Mysterio retained against Rusev, and he's still your Intercontinental Champion. Okay. I'm just going to speed this along here and do it like 2 matches at a time or 2 segments at a time. So Raquel Rodriguez defeated Bayley and LA Knight. Yeah. The same with Kofi Kingston. Okay on both. Seth Rollins came on out Then Cody Rhodes did, I'll say, hyping up their match at Crown Jewel. And like I said last week, Seth Rollins really doing the most work here, really doing the his job here of hyping the match up. Again, it's a match that nobody cares about. They're fighting over a ring, or even if it is a championship they're fighting over. Is a title they don't get to keep. It's a title that is pointless. It's a title that doesn't really matter. So at least Seth Rollins is making this feel important. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee were your double winners against Los Americanos. Okay, because at least they're giving something for Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne to do, I guess. The Usos in a tornado tag team match were on the winner's side against Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Okay, the only real notable thing coming out of Monday Night Raw was the return of the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. That was it, really. My rating for Raw, I'll say dark match. On to NXT that had Ricky Satan coming out and open up proceedings. JC Jane interrupted him. Ava interrupted them. Santana Morello interrupted them. Out came Mike Santana, followed by Kalani Jordan. So yeah, a nice way of opening NXT. Like I say, each and every week, NXT is the show. Jada Parker was your winner against Lash Legend. Cool. Don't know what this is going to lead to for Jada, but cool. Ethan Page coming out and grabbed the stick, getting his feelings, his thoughts known. And Mustafa Ali, that is right, Mustafa Ali making his WWE return. Now, with next week being Showdown, I just hope that this isn't it. So, it was meant to be called Invasion, but it now will be called Showdown. I just hope that this isn't it. Or I hope that next week, or after Bound for Glory, that's the partnership between TNA and NXT done. I think I find it really fun. These people coming back, these people making their WWE debut. You got like Mustafa Ali coming back, the Iconics or the Inspiration. So, and I think if next week is it, I don't think it is, but if next week is it, and it kind of the end of the partnership, and you'll be getting no more TNA on NXT and vice versa, I think that will be a real shame. Like I said, I'm enjoying the returns we're getting. So let me carry on here. Miles Bourne got the 1, got the 2, got that 3 against Josh Briggs. Again, I'm going to do these in 2 matches, 2 segments, whatever. Lola Vice pinned Fallon Henley. So good win for Miles Bourne and Lola Vice, yeah, a nice win for her. In your main event match, in tag team action, the Culling took the L against Leon Slater and Javon Evans. So great to see Leon Slater in WWE. For those that don't know, he started here in the UK Indies, and now he's getting a match in WWE. And he's getting a match next week, so it's really cool for Leon Slater. And then it was concluding TNA NXT Summit that ended in a big, massive brawl. Hype's up next week. I'm going to give NXT a opener. Let's go right into Evolve. That saw Cappuccino Drips or Cappuccino Jones and Jack Cartwheel knock off Holly Riggins and Jack Presley. In my summation, this just makes Riggins and Presley just another tag team. I suppose that's what they were anyway. Give me 1 second, guys. Just 1 second to receive a message here. Give me 1 second. Do give me your thoughts on Evolve as I read this message. But yes, I think, Riggins and Presley are, I suppose, just another tag team. But this really made them feel just another tag team. But maybe we get a third match out of this, I don't know. Tate Wilder with a big victory against Idris Enofe. Much needed victory for Tate Wilder. In ladies' action, you saw Kelly Armstrong defeat and beat Carly Bright. And then in your main event on the Evolve brand, Keanu Carver went on to earn a men's Evolve Championship title shot at Succession in a couple of weeks by scoring the win against Brooks Jensen. So Evolve, also an opener. Let's get into Friday Night SmackDown that had Cody Rhodes coming out, grab this very microphone, then Paul Heyman, along with the two Bronze, so Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, came out. Randy Orton appeared in the ring, and that was your opener to SmackDown. Okay. Answering Sami Zayn, US Open Challenger was none other than Aleister Black. And what a match it was. Another thing coming to my channel as I'm going over SmackDown, as I take a sip here, and as you guys like, share, subscribe, subscribe. Because this is the only channel you get watch-alongs, quizzes, unboxings, all of that. This is the only channel you can come on and watch along and call a match with me and promote yourself. But a brand new thing coming to the channel, and we're having to debut it later on today, and that will be Match of the Week. And you have to stay tuned to what my match of the week was. But in a fantastic match, Sami Zayn did indeed retain, but many, many times I thought Aleister Black was going to crown himself new US champion. In more women's action, excuse me, in women's action, NXT Sol Ruken Zarya got the V against Chelsea Green and Alba Fire. Cool. It was a contract signing. Nick Aldis in the ring. Tiffany Stratton came out. Then Stephanie Vikira did. Kiana James and Julia attacked Tiffany. Okay. This is merely to hype up the Crown Jewel Championship match at Crown Jewel. And really nothing else, I guess. In men's tag team action, Javon Evans and Rey Fenix saw themselves as winners against Los Garzas. And in your main event of the blue brand, The Vision, so Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, did get the dub, did get the rub against Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. A big win for The Vision here. Seth then tries to attack Cody, crossroads to Seth as it goes off air, and we give SmackDown a rating of opener. Get your rating down below, because there's only there's two segments here left. So yes, there's two segments here left. So let's get right into that next segment, because there's a pay-per-view. There's two pay-per-views next weekend, but There's a pay-per-view all about royalty. There's a pay-per-view all about class. There's a pay-per-view going down in Aussie, oi, oi, oi. And that pay-per-view, of course, is Crown Jewel, which means we need to do this. So that is right, Crown Jewel predictions. Do we need to get your predictions down below? Because there indeed is the match card. It's only a 4-match card so far. I presume that Roman Reigns will be added in a match, but you've got in women's tag team action the Kabuki Warriors taking on Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I think this is a definite win for Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. It will be John Cena going 1-on-1, toe-to-toe, facing off against AJ Styles. Styles don't play very much, needs a win, but I've got a feeling Cena will take that win. For the Women's Crown Jewel Championship, my answer is who cares, but I've got to do predictions here, and that prediction is Tiffany Stratton or Stephanie Vaquera, and I think it will be Stephanie Vaquera. And then you want the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. It will be Seth freaking Rollins taking on Cody Rhodes. Again, my answer is who cares, but my prediction is Cody Rhodes to lose. Therefore, Seth Rollins coming out on top. So do you get your predictions in for Crown Jewel next weekend? Of course, there is Bound for Glory coming up, but those predictions will go down. Those predictions will happen on the next podcast next week, immediately following my Russell Crate unboxing and Crown Jewel watch along. But we try and delete these as I'm going along here, just merely create space. Let me do that. So yeah, there's the match card. I'm merely trying to delete these here. And we get to the final segment quickly. 1 second, guys. 1 second. So, there's another ad coming your way. I'm going to get into the final segment. Then I'm out of here until next week. Double duty, no, in fact, triple duty next week. Russell Crate unboxing and Crown Jewel watch along, the People's Wrestling Podcast, and then Bound for Glory watch along. But before that, there is an ad coming your way, and the ad is right here. That is right. And me, follow me, like, subscribe, all of that. Speaking of subscribing, speaking of following, I really should have had this up at the... Oh, 1 second here, 1 second. So yeah, speaking of following and adding and all of that, do head over and follow Sean on Instagram. This is Instagram right there. He may not be here today. Apparently, he has an amazing idea next week, so we'll find out what that amazing idea is. As Sean Gold is the man. Sean Gold is the guy with the ideas. And wants to bring as many views and eyes on to this. So, like I said, he was meant to be having some interviews today. So maybe we can set up some interviews later down the line. So that will be I will discuss that with him, and that will be an interesting thing. So yes, I will discuss that with him. And yeah, we'll find out what that amazing idea is next week. He has to have sent me a message. Yeah. So we'll find out what that amazing idea is next week. But there is one final segment here, and that final segment is, where is Ricky J going? And I can tell you that with this. That is right, Wrestling Day is out. So what shows have I got coming up? Well, I've got two, in fact. And one of those is actually tomorrow. GPW Grand Pro Wrestling Supercharged. I believe tickets are still on sale, so go and grab yourselves one. Tell them I sent you. That is a show tomorrow. I will just take that off just for this second so you guys can see. So yeah, it's tomorrow, GPW Supercharged. And then I'm going to show next weekend, next Sunday. And there we are. This is Wrestling Russian Roulette. Again, I believe tickets are still up for grabs. So again, go and grab yourselves one. Tell them that Ricky J sent you. So is the next two shows I have got coming up. So do go ahead and join me next weekend for an action-packed weekend, starting with Wrestle Crate unboxing and Crown Jewel watch along. Then the People's Wrestling Podcast, and then on Sunday, Bound for Glory watch along. We'll find out together what Sean's view amazing ideas are. And do look out for that debut segments, debut short of match of the week. Later on today, take a look at it, and of course, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, and always remember that it's Ricky J bringing the British bite to the fight.